Hi everybody, Eve Everett here, and this week we're going to look at what's sold on eBay, vintage and modern jewelry. Before we get into it, I wanted to talk about my approach to selling vintage and modern costume jewelry. First of all, we're not going to be covering 14 karat gold, sterling, or any of that today. We're going to be covering very basic costume jewelry, whether it's vintage or modern. We'll touch on some Bakelite. But by and large, it's going to be costume jewelry that you can easily find, whether you're in a thrift shop, out and about, flea markets, what have you. And these are all very good pieces that are consistent and timeless in their selling. Some of them are going to be bread and butter. Others are going to be pretty good performers. Jomaz, J-O-M-A-Z, is a great mark to pick up if you can find it. This is a faux turquoise with rhinestones brooch, and there are people out there that only collect Jomaz, and they're very particular about their Jomaz. And actually, I first sold this for $66, and it was returned to me because the turquoise did not look turquoise enough. So I relisted it and sold it for $66 again. About a week and a half later, the person was thrilled, and that was the end of that. Another brand to look for that's out there, and there are many, and there are many resources out there on the internet to guide you along the way should you find a mark that you're not familiar with. Sarah Coventry generally uses a simple SC mark on the back. This is the Sarah Coventry Mystic Blue ring and brooch clip earrings. They were all together, and I listed them together because obviously, in my opinion, I think that's how lots like this, they'll sell better. You can ask for more money. Sarah Coventry doesn't always command a great deal of money unless you find a truly unique piece. This lot, which actually again includes a pin, a ring, and clip-on earrings, I sold this for $29.99 and shipped it to Ohio. This is a contemporary piece. It's a Joan Rivers blue, pink, and teal glass beaded necklace. It is signed. And I picked this up at, believe it or not, a weigh and go. Someone had just kind of left it in a bin. I picked this up last May, listed it on May 13th, and by May 17th it was shipping out the door to New York. And I sold this for $25 shipped, which, by the way, is probably low. If you do a search on Joan Rivers jewelry on eBay, some of it does extremely well, especially the themed jewelry like the bees and things like that. And unfortunately, as everybody knows, she passed away recently, so I think that still resonates broadly with collectors. And again, just in general, Joan Rivers jewelry is really well respected and collected. So if you see Joan Rivers jewelry, pick it up. It does still move pretty quickly, and you can make a decent buck off it. Okay, and aside from focusing specifically on jewelry marks that you may find on vintage and modern jewelry, you can also focus in terms of when you list costume jewelry on eBay. You can approach it from a theme standpoint. As you can see here, I have, I don't know how the Cardinals got in there. Maybe I was smoking crack that day. I don't know, but no, I don't smoke crack. But anyway, I have I have 4 pairs of pierced cat earrings and the cardinal for some reason. Those at the bottom right are Laurel Birch, and as an aside, Laurel Birch jewelry does very well. She also had a line of handbags and just various other things that people do collect. They collect Laurel Birch, and also people who collect cats will be interested in pursuing this lot. And I actually auctioned this for fun on a 10-day auction. I listed it on a Thursday evening at 9 p.m. And that way it had 2 weekends to go through, and it went off on Sunday, and I sold that for $44 shipped. And here's another variation of the theme, which is, we just finished cats, and now we're moving on to Christmas. And these are all small almost like tie tack pins. Like they have, you turn them over, they have the pin, and then you push it through like a little, oh gosh, doohickey, which of course I'm not going to remember now that I'm recording something, but they're really small. Like these are really small pins. I grouped them together as a lot, and I sold these for 20 bucks shipped. And since we're talking about Christmas, this is a jolly, it's a jolly pin. It's signed at the bottom of the trunk, which I'll show you in a second. And this is a mid-century rhinestone Christmas tree pin. And it's prickly, so it was really cool. I really liked it. It actually had, a lot of these lose their stones. Had all of its little faux stones and faux pearls in it. And it was really, really cute. And I thought about keeping it, but guys, I'm telling you, keeping things slippery slope, because before you know it, there's an intervention and you're telling them, but I wasn't really going to keep it, but I kept it, but I didn't really want to, but I did. So sell almost everything you pick up, because I'm telling you, it just doesn't leave if you start keeping things. So to get to the point of it all, I let this pin go on a best offer before Christmas for $45.99. And actually, as we enter into summer, that is a very good time to pick up Christmas items and Christmas jewelry, Christmas themed things. Anything that you think will do well Christmas, always try to be ahead of the game with that. The other great time to pick this stuff up, obviously, is right after Christmas. But, you know, you always want to be, you know, a couple seasons ahead so that you are cherry picking some really good stuff along the way to put up. And incidentally, and this is digressing completely, but vintage Christmas items in terms of like ornaments and like the little, they made these Santas and elves and whatnot in Japan, and they shipped them over here in anywhere between the mid-50s through the very early 70s. They can do extremely well. Like I can sell, like, and I'll, you know, next time around, maybe I'll, you know, I'll do a Christmas theme or Christmas in July type posting for you guys. But, you know, I sell Christmas vintage year round. It doesn't, I mean, obviously it does better with the approaching months right before, but Christmas is always a constant seller, especially if it's vintage, because you have a lot of people looking off season. Maybe in your area, in the little boutique shops, you'll see like a, you know, Christmas store that's open year round. There's a reason for that. People love Christmas. They love the feeling that it gives them. They love shopping way ahead of time. They just like it. So if you have an opportunity to pick up vintage Christmas items, like those little Santa ornaments that I was telling you about, you'll see, and they're not glass. They're just simple, literally like styrofoam balls with a goofy looking face. And maybe that's what does it. I don't know. But sometimes they still have their little made in Japan mark on them. But to get back to this pin, again, it's a mid-century Jolet pin. It's signed on the bottom of the trunk. So they could have put it on the back of the tree, but they did not do that. So sometimes you will find the marks on these things in the strangest places. So be sure to take a look, because for people who collect a particular brand, it's important. Okay, and the next lot that I'm going to show you, and actually it's going to be a series of them, is things that I extracted from my large Goodwill craft jewelry and jewelry hauls, which, by the way, I will be picking up a silver tone, gold tone jewelry haul. I often pick up craft jewelry because even though my particular area Goodwill outlet says that it's craft jewelry, they just throw any old crap in there. So sometimes that really works out, as you saw in my other craft jewelry haul video that I did do. Upcoming, I'm really going to try my best to get to it late this week, or well, probably late this week. I'm probably way too over optimistic if I say Wednesday, but I was able to get my hands on a typical silver tone, gold tone jewelry haul from them. Normally they go for a huge amount of money, and I was able to pick up about 16.5 pounds for $70. So, you know, I guess I'm a glutton for punishment, and there will definitely be another haul video coming up. But the ones that I'm going to show you now, the series that I'm going to show you, are various costume jewelry pieces, both modern and vintage, that were lotted up by me and sold as lots on eBay. And this first lot is a bunch of graduated vintage faux beaded and pearl necklaces, and I put quite a few of them together, as you can see here, and I shipped those to Kentucky for $34.99, which, by the way, is pretty darn cheap, but none of these were signed. Some of them are really, really cool, but again, you can't hold on to everything. You got to let it go, and that's just the way it is. But not bad, $34.99 shipped. And once again, this is another selection of items from a Goodwill jewelry bulk purchase. And what I did here was I lotted together a bunch of vintage and contemporary beaded belts. There's macrame, there's bracelets with shells on them, and so forth and so on. And you know, I used words like boho, hippie, macrame, put it all together, listed it for $22.99, including the shipping, and that shipped to Florida. And I sold that in under 2 months, so that was nice. Okay, the next series is going to wrap up this video, but these items are all items that you can find relatively easy and sell them you know, within several months for consistent money. Won't make you rich, but it's just bread and butter stuff. This is a vintage New York Mets gold tone bracelet. Charm bracelets in general, they run the gamut from, you know, extremely outrageously expensive to, you know, souvenir charm bracelets, you know, like Niagara Falls and so forth and so on. This particular bracelet I sold for $40. And whatever you do, don't forget your men's jewelry items, whether they're cufflinks or tie bars, tie tacks, you name it. Vintage ones, especially if they are interesting in some way, can do very well. Swank is a very common name that you can find. And again, if you can either lot them up, or if you have some interesting pieces, like I found the other day, some like Wall Street money graph. Oh my goodness. They go on your cuffs. Why am I forgetting everything all the time? I swear, it's crazy, isn't it? Anyway, if you find items that are unique or interesting, take a look at them, look them up, see if you can get more money for them separately. I just generally lot things up and sell them all in one fell swoop. And this shipped to the UK for $55. The last item we're going to take a quick look at are these Tortolani Angel and Devil shoulder pins. And what you would do with these is you would literally stick these on your shoulder, depending on your mood, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you put the angel on one, devil on the other. I don't know. But for some reason, if you're willing to wait a little while, you can do very well with shoulder pins. This set, I sold this for $54.99.